the heck out of?
2112.
Oh,
Hey, welcome, Devin.
And I was in the prog rock big time.
Ah,
oh yeah, man. Progressive's my jam for sure.
I was a
all
Steve
right.
Howe freak.
Good morning, everyone. Hopefully, I got the correct toenail on this thing. I don't get to see it. Or thumbnail, sorry. Toenail.
Yeah,
Ooh,
toenail, yummy. You
Jeez.
got chart nasty.
I guess we could call it a toenail. I definitely have chart nasty on. And
S-O.
gosh,
That
man,
sounds
we
bad.
are up to the challenge today because our charts are telling us we got a bearish move on deck here with SPY. And it could
Bear bears.
possibly
Bear
accelerate.
bears.
And we're looking at a key support level right over here at about 372. If we
Sorry
break
about that. I
that,
thought I was off.
this
I was wondering about.
if we break that, this bull flag that everyone's looking at right here becomes a rounding top, and I went ahead and set up the bearish purple wolf on that one because it's Wednesday. No, because we're looking at basic price action, and we
Right back.
are very keen on that around here. If you haven't noticed,
No, us price
and
action.
yesterday's trend and today's yesterday and the day before the trend, bouncing off that key support level, made that perfect third leg measured move. Well, we got actually a 2.5 leg, peaked right up to about that 378 where we would set up that pivot. Kind of knew it was there, and we watched it just run right to it, and boom, bounce right back down. So that established the high for our bearish wolf wave, and that's where we're looking. Now, not to say we can't resume a bullish trend on this and continue this, what we're calling a relief rally. If you look a little bit further left, you'll see it's exactly that. It's just another relief rally. There's not really a reversal here until there's a reversal here. So we just trade what the chart brings us, and on short term, we'll scalp it.
The chart giveth, the chart taketh away.
Yes, indeedy.
Hey, you got B big up still. I noticed.
I do. I took a
Got a little
novelty
bird
position
beak.
in there, and I'm just keeping this as kind of a marker so I can hold a position in my wife's account here that I use for my display purposes. And I'm also trading this in a couple different options formats, and I'm going to try and keep journals on it very accurately. This is my next focus for a potential wheel trade. Just as an example, on a penny stock that's trading at about $1, you can look at 50-cent puts and dollar puts. You can sell in the money a little bit and look at the cost basis on that if you're assigned, and it's worth it. On the other end of that, if you sell a put to get assigned, you get to keep the premium when someone exercises that put on you, and then you end up with 100 shares long at the strike price less the premium you charge for the contract. The idea is to get your cost basis below the price, and if you sell dollar puts, you can get in there. Early assignment does happen in scenarios like this. If it bounces up to like $2 or something, it becomes really worth someone's while to exercise that put on you. They will. And at the very least, your broker will almost certainly exercise it if it's even a penny in the money at expiration. So either way, you get paid for the market to come to you. Take an entry on that, lowers your risk, and then immediately you can sell options against that. Not to mention, you could do buy rights on that. You could go and buy like a January expiration call at the money or in the money, and then sell out of the money calls against that. However, you got to make sure you pay attention to your cost basis should you have to exercise that call, that long call, whatever it is, and use it to cover your short position or the option you're selling. And the cost basis, just hypothetically, let's say you buy a $1 call expiration in January and it's like 30 cents. Well, your cost basis is $1.30 a share. So if you go and sell, $1.50 calls against that, you're okay. But if you go to sell dollar calls against that, if you're not getting at least 30 cents credit for that, you're going to be in a net negative position if you get assigned on that call. So you got to make sure you pay attention to that. Today we're going to see if we can day trade a few options on SPY today. I think we'll get enough volatility to be able to, cut some quick scalps on that. Pardon me a second.
Bear.
My throat's a little scratchy this morning, so I apologize.
Bear.
Market's about to
I'm
open. Yes, the sharks are circling. We'll wait and see what happens. Now, where does this line come from? That.
I'm gonna guess it's a wolf wave.
Good guess, but actually it's angular support from that big old diamond we've been looking at, but it's skewed on the 1 minute chart for some reason. This line appears in a wrong place on a 1 minute chart. However, it's weird. It's still relevant. Watch the market open. You'll see price play with it.
What is it? Was it made on like a 5 minute?
15.
Yeah.
That's this big guy right here. And,
okay.
If you watch that video I put out last night, you'll see it's a pretty basic explanation on how to not only see a diamond pattern but how to trade it.
Bro, your video last night was spectacular. I learned so much.
Awesome. I was hoping to get that effect.
Keto. Ooh.
All right.
Alrighty then. Here we go.
Oh no.
Did I come in here with him? Am I? Yes, I hear him.
Someone's got a GFE violation? Let me see.
It's a GFE. Oh no.
What's a GFE violation?
A good faith violation.
Well, wait a minute.
If you get 3 of them, they mess you up bad.
Yeah, they'll lock you down from trading at all.
Yeah.
Or actually, I think the first time they'll make it so you can't buy things on unsettled funds. After that, though, they really get you. They'll lock you down.
Oh, that's the sort of thing that happens if like you're overextended. You don't have settled funds in your account. That kind of stuff, right?
Right. Yeah. Like if with equities, especially, like they take 2 days after the transaction fact date to settle. So if you go and buy something else with unsettled funds and then expect to day trade it or even to sell it before that set of funds has settled that you used to purchase it, that's considered a good faith violation. And you get enough of those, it's not good for your account or your trading.
Sounds like bad etiquette, bad trade etiquette.
And it's similar to PDT, but it works in a different
way. Good morning,
way.
guys.
Morning.
Good morning. Wow, AMC is moving down. I'm surprised.
And that's why
I really need to get off on that. I'm sorry.
Oh, no worries. Yeah.
I just every time I see it, I'm like, oh man, come on.
There are many people ending up going to the wrong moon.
Hey, KIT is moving, just so you know.
Wrong moon.
The wrong moon.
KITT?
KITT.
That's no moon.
KITT moved from $3.22 to where it is right now on the fence contract.
Ooh, look at that thing go.
I was looking at one called Finger Motion Incorporated. It might give us the finger in a little while.
KIT's got a perfect 50% channel retracement right there at about 675. Target acquired, sir.
Target acquired.
Stay on target.
Well, military contracts. I gotta put
close
a pun
to
in
my
there.
heart. Yeah. That's right. Target acquired, sir. That was funny. Okay, that was a good pun. Roger that. I missed it.
Let's see if the rising channel break comes down, finds support around 475, and then takes off.
What the heck?
SPY is
What, you mean
moving.
SPY?
I mean, I'm looking at the ES. I wasn't even looking at SPY.
So last night, that video, I was thinking SPY would likely open around that 375, and I think we'll touch it. We actually broke below it in the pre-market there, which is kind of cool.
Hey, Jeremy, speaking about the video last night. First of all, about the strangle, that blog post and some other stuff I found on the site was really relevant to exactly how we were doing it in practice. So that was cool instead of just, an overview. But let's just say wolf wave, diamonds, measured moves. is there a repository to learn? I mean, I know what you're talking about, but to put it all like concisely, is that Elliott Wave or is that like what's his name? That PDF that's on the site, that really good price action, Al Brooks, or is there a specific place to look for that terminology? Because it seems to be all grouped into one kind of thing.
Right. I know there was a very short article in our blog post somewhere about wolf waves. It's very brief. There's a little more in-depth one about the, well, actually, I'm not 100% sure on that one. The diamond pattern, I haven't made one yet. I need to get into that. And then I got to get into explaining the other strategy there a little bit more too.
Yeah, I mean, I'm familiar with like all of them just on a base level, but it seemed like you were sort of coming from a full technique understanding of like
Right.
mixing 5 or 6 fundamental things like the diamond and the wolf and all that stuff.
And as for like Elliott waves, I know we've done a piece on Elliott waves. It was kind of brief. It wasn't like in details, and I don't particularly use Elliott waves. I do use retracements, and I know I see them quite frequently, so I do trade retracements. But I don't always use Elliott waves in doing so. I just kind of keep a mental note of like about where I'd expect that price to move, just based on rough Elliott wave theory. And wolf waves are very, very simple. And it's literally you do your wave count and you run a line from one to the other and run it down in an extension, and it works out to where price just kind of seems to visit it. It's just kind of interesting that way. As for the wolf wave, it's really just simple. If you find a trend and then you find consolidation, within that consolidation you'll see that there's a specific way that the price tends to move, and usually it does kind of a bigger wave. It goes into compression typically, and you just take the bottom of the first wave in that compression area and center that as an anchor for, like, say it's a bearish trend and you're setting the anchor for a bullish wolf wave. Anchor it at the lowest low on the first lowest low, and you count one wave to the next high. Wave 2 is to the next low. Wave 3, wait, hang on, 1, 2, 3 is the bottom of the next low actually, and then wave 4 is the one you want to line up. So you want to line from wave 1 bottom to wave 4 top, and it's extend that out, and that'll give you a pretty easy way to see where price is expected to move. And then in reverse for bearish wolf waves, you can go in, you can take a count at the peak, the highest high, and actually I could do probably another one into the close there, but I like to run them back wherever I see the most probability of it to play out. So I got 1, 2, 3, 4, and write it down. And that's a pretty steep angle there, but that is a very, very possible move. If SPY sells off, it can run straight to 365. There's a key pivot there, and it just gives you an idea of where to expect price to go in the future. The diamonds, however, I love those because they tend to form a channel like this one here. This little diamond on a 1-minute chart that I set up yesterday. I extended the lines out, and look, dude, price, actually not yesterday, the day before yesterday, price respected it very, very well into yesterday's price action and even in the pre-market price action. And you literally just trade until that channel breaks. And then if you do a wave count within the channel, typically you get 3 knocks on one side or the other. We got 1, 2, third knock on support, and eventually crawled out and broke support. So it's quite the combination of price action analysis to utilize it in a way to make your trades a lot more accurate, and it's gonna kind of raise your probability of taking profit on a trade. Like right here, we met exactly that pivot point and broke over. Very nice. So we got that 375 open.
That was great.
Touched it.
It was great.
Coming back, we're going to probably find range right to about 373.25. In fact, I'm going to draw just a basic line there. Just to sort of target the price range here. And I'm willing to bet this is going to open up into expansion under that pivot one more time. And then we'll have an answer for what we can expect, whether it's going to be a trend day or a range day. And I think we might end up with kind of a mix where we get a half range day and a half trend day. And it'll essentially show up once it breaks one of these channels.
That kit.
What is it? What is it you say? Trade the break, not the trend.
Yes,
Yeah.
or trade the break, not the setup.
Thank you. The break, not the setup. Yeah.
Yep.
Remember that.
Right up the.
So I was explaining to Victoria a little earlier about the basic rules of day trading SPY options. And also, I kind of like to wait for range to open up. I don't like to necessarily trade opening range unless I'm in the position from yesterday. Like if I was in a strangle or a condor on this, that's where I take action. But if I'm day trading SPY options, you could certainly make a few bucks on that opening range. And if you were very keen on it running up like it did, you can scalp that bullish move, and then if you wanted to, you could wait for that expected move to 375 for rejection, which it just nailed. I mean, pretty nicely. You can come down and trade this bearish too, and then when you see your first pause candle, that's where you would take your profit. And I like to streak a trend. So if this is going to continue to trend, I'll wait and see if this is going to be a pullback in a trend, and I'll get short again or get into puts again and write them down. The other set of the rules is knowing about what delta is going to be the best bet for probability of percentage swing. You want to have that dollar shift in the options premium, and I like to use anywhere from like 3 to 5 days to expiration. I look for delta of like 0.06 to 0.08 if I can. Sometimes SPY is a little more volatile. That delta will be higher. But the more important part is looking for about where the price sweet spot is for those options is somewhere between 38 and 42 cents a contract in that range. And the idea is if the delta is low enough, if it starts to move against you, the loss will take time to develop. It'll lose slower than it'll win. So it'll give you time to get out of the way and reassess your trade.
That was a huge takeaway from the blog post you sent me. Like the delta on a win goes away faster than the delta gathers on a loss.
Right. And then the delta, when price is moving with you, it expands exponentially. So like you see 0.06, 0.08 delta, you'll see that turn into like a 0.12 to 0.18 delta within like a 50-cent move. And your premium paid for that contract will run upwards of like 40-50% in that range. So it's pretty quick. And then it'll exponentially expand from there. So like if it moves a whole dollar, suddenly you've got almost a 90% return, maybe in some cases 100% return depending on implied volatility swings. If it makes a couple dollar move, I mean you're looking at 100%ers, 200%ers, just really quick bangs for your buck just on percentage and dollar shift. And then the idea is do not FOMO those. You do not want to ever even consider holding those to expiration. You're just day trading those. In fact, most of the time I get rid of them within 5-10 minutes and just be done with it and then move into the next thing. With the streaking a trend, like if I was using that rule and kind of following that price of the delta or the price of the premium and the best delta I can find, I would take and streak this trend by getting into a put here. I'd take profit at the first flash of green, and then I would look for that same risk in the next trade. So I would move it out, probably a couple more dollars away from the money, and look at getting in on a rejection like this nice pin bar into the 8 period right here. I would go and grab another contract and essentially take the same risk that I took on the first entry. And what that does is if I incur any loss on there, it's house money at that point. If I incur a gain on that, I've only risked house money, or I've risked what I've already earned. And the idea is you streak that trend down one contract after another. You're holding them like at most 5-10 minutes most of the time on this price action, and you scalp them quick and just keep walking down that trend and resetting your risk every time you re-enter.
Take it easy, Frank the Tank. We're not going streaking in the quad. Sorry, I couldn't help
AITT
myself.
halt it, just so you know.
Did you see that
Nice.
50% retracement that they tried to Morningstar fake out
Oh,
on
right here?
SPY?
Yeah.
Right there. I saw that forming. I'm like, that's a fake out.
Yep. That was a nice pin bar right to the 8 period on that one.
Yep, straight up.
Holy cow.
Technically, for a moment, it was a Morningstar, and then poof. They sold
Well,
that
that's what
right
they were
off.
trying to do. They were trying to make people think that it was a Morningstar forming, and people were like, "Oh, I'm going to get in on that." No.
Yes, sir. And we're
Real
about to
quick.
reach the second target. Go ahead.
Yeah, obviously technicals is where it's at and levels is where it's at. But like if I have a one contract right now in this market. My rule for getting out of options that are coming close within 5 days, based on our conversation yesterday. 14 is what used to be getting out at 30% if I have one contract. Now I'm really thinking getting out at 20 to 25%. In this market, what would be a good escape number in profit for you where you just say, you know what, it ain't worth it beyond X number? Quick and dirty.
If I'm trading in the sweet spot, I'm happy with 20% if I'm not getting enough range to really scalp much. But if I'm seeing like a full-on trend develop where I know I can get a lot more, I'll ride that trend to the bottom until I see a quick reversal. And oftentimes I'll pick off 100%ers over and over and over again on those.
Yeah, I'm riding 25% right now and watching it go up, just letting it do a stop at 25%, like manually.
Crickets.
But it used to be 30. So I getting more luck with 25, forgetting about that extra 5%. It seems like more in that 20, more ending successfully in that 25 to 28 and just never hitting that 30 just to, to kill me mentally.
Right. No, and you're okay with that because I mean you're making sure that you're not FOMOing for that extra 5% and just taking your profit. The idea is that profit is yours, but it's only yours if you take it. So
Yep, take it off the table. Don't let the dealer have
100%.
it.
and then like I said, you can move it into another trade. And that's the great thing about day trading options on a cash account too, is those funds settle the next day. So you can trade on settled funds until you're out and then sit on your hands till the next day when the funds settle, do it again. That way you don't have to worry about that good faith violation garbage either. So pretty cool stuff.
DKITT.
I see that. 638.
I got it right before it halted.
Nice.
I got it. I caught a quick pullback. I was watching it. I said, man, this thing's going to go. And dang it, I got in, and then I was trying to put my stop loss in, and the ask and the bid were so far apart, it wouldn't let me move a stop loss. So
that 50% is anywhere between $6.75 and $7, dude. I think that's
all right. I got 10 shares. I made a few dollars off of it. I'm happy.
Heck yeah, man.
That's now it's coming down. I knew that was going to happen. That's why as soon as it came out the halt, I took profit. I said, let me get out of here because this is going to happen. It's going to flush.
Blam, there it goes. They are selling, baby.
Penny stocks, I still just absolutely love to trade them.
There's your exit signal on SPY. It's too late.
Oh my goodness!
Look at that fake.
That was so fast.
This is gonna pin bar too.
That little hammer.
I trailed that 25%. Thank goodness.
Nice, good work, sir.
Good.
They're gonna pin bar this. They're gonna pin bar it.
Oh, I almost guarantee it. Watch that 200.
They're gonna do it.
That's resistance.
They're gonna do it. You can see it's way too high up for all that price action.
Yeah,
I can't afford to trade SPY because I try and buy anything. It's like 300-400 quid.
It don't go out the money.
No, you can go on SPY. You can go like 5-6 out of the money and still like for your account size, still get great returns with heavy liquidity.
Yep.
Jeremy, what was that sweet spot you like to talk about? Like 42 cents?
I'm trading contracts that are typically around 38 to 42 cents. So they're way out of the money. And like I said, I'm looking for that percentage shift.
The delta.
Yep. That happy delta.
Yeah, the right delta. Yeah, I found that happy delta with them actually lower than 38 to 42 cents recently.
Yeah, it's
I cannot believe they didn't pin bar that.
No, it was look at the on the 1 minute chart. Look at all those indecision dojis and look at all that buying pressure on them below the those lines.
Yeah, I was thinking that was manipulated.
No, that was it. That's a sign right there that it was buyers were coming in and trying to push it up.
I can't tell you how much capital strangles are saving me at this moment. Like just trades that I would be in directionally are, I'm not I'm not getting the killing on the winner, but I'm sure not taking the loss on the loser. So
That's
I'm
the
so
thing,
happy I got exposed to that.
That's
the big
awesome.
thing,
I
Jeremy.
didn't mean to laugh. I didn't mean to laugh, Lance. I was looking at the KITT and it halted on the way down now.
Oh, I'm all
That's
good.
why I laughed.
All good.
Lance, I mean, isn't that huge? Because that's the wheel trade strategy. No matter what, you've got a money-making machine there.
Pretty much. And then once you get used to trading strangles and you get the hang of day trading and swing trading options contracts like that, when you get the experience under your belt and you start to look into becoming an option seller, that's where you're literally
That's where the real
selling
money is.
strangles short to open on the wheel trade strategy. It's exactly the opposite of what you're doing with the long
Oh, you're
strangle
teaching
strategy.
him to buy. You're not teaching it. You haven't taught him the other side of that.
Not yet. So that's the point, is to
Oh,
get
so
that
he's strangling, he's
practice.
strangling a purchase position. He's not selling
Right.
to open.
Right.
Got it.
The video that Sig did on the website, and I think it was under advanced or next level on the strangles and straddles, really went into good detail. If anyone's interested, I can't do it because I'm not at that margin point yet on the account I'm trading. But it really went into detail on the really good inside baseball on that. And your blog post was spectacular and just laying it out from 30,000 feet.
I still got to go check that.
Yeah, same. I didn't get a chance to read it last night because I was in bed. Yeah, just a quick question, Jeremy. Yeah, I can get that price and that delta, but they're like 10 strikes out. Is that okay?
Yep, that's fine. We're only
well,
looking to hold them for minutes, so I mean, you don't need to worry about whether or not they're going to be in money at expiration. You're just buying them and selling them just like you would a share of stock.
Yeah, okay, fair enough. So what I'm just going to do is wait for the price to hit the right point, and I'm going to keep an eye on the price action.
Pretty much. Yeah, we were pretty adamant about that 375 pivot rejection right there. Very nice moves, and now we're ranging and we're compressing.
Yeah, that's what I was about to ask you. It looks like we're ranging.
And I was thinking we're likely to get kind of a half and half day where we get range in the morning and possibly trend in the afternoon. And I'll show you what turned me on to that idea right here. That wolf wave's ever prevalent. We can get a bearish trend out of this. There's one more thing to consider though, and that's where if this relief rally continues, we've already had our second leg and we've already had our half leg move on this whole bullish relief rally type trend here. There is a possibility that this can be a pullback within that to set up for an even bigger measured move. So kind of keep eyes on that. If we start to approach this key pivot area, this 378, that is our key resistance point. If we start to break out of that, that's exactly what the setup will be. This will be your first leg in a measured move. And that could take us all the way up to like 392. So
is it the half move on the third leg that's making you think that it could be just a little pullback and then
exactly,
rally?
exactly,
Yeah, because it didn't make a full third leg.
exactly.
Sideways right now, isn't it?
Yeah, it'll look like
On the
range
5
for
minute.
a little while here.
Market maker high is 375.96.
Well, I mean, we've got all that support right there. I mean, it's probably just going to compress range.
We've got a range between 366.16 and 380.62. That's from SIG's ADR indicator, which I absolutely love.
Jeremy, would you be trying to leg in here? If
for SPY, no. Forward.
Oh yeah, that's right, because SPY is going to be really expensive right now, huh?
Yeah, I mean you can do debit spreads on SPY and build them into a condor. You'd want probably at least 5 days to expiration, maybe going down to like 5 to 7 days. And you can certainly trade those similar to the way you would trade a strangle. There's some rules in that too. So if you're looking at dollar-wide debit spreads to build this out of, you're going to be looking at, gosh, I mean, at least 10 strikes, maybe even 15 strikes out of the money to do that. Where if you're trading a dollar wide, I have a ratio I like to follow. If I can't get at least a 4-to-1 risk to reward ratio, meaning if it's a dollar wide, I don't want to risk any more than realistically 10 cents if I can handle it, because
But your top is really 25 cents.
Right. I mean, depending on the volatility, there's some scrutiny there.
The other maths that go into it. Gotcha.
The way I look at it is if you're in a dollar wide spread, in order for that to get max profit, it has to be way in the money. You'll look at maybe a maximum, even if it's a few strikes in the money, like maybe 80% of that. So you might get 80 cents for a dollar wide on SPY, just because the way the contracts will skew each other. You're never going to get that 100% profit unless you exercise it. So,
gotcha. I'm with you now. Sorry, I was behind the 8-ball on that for a second.
Oh,
I
quite all right.
understand what you're trying to say.
So the idea is if you're running a set of strangles above and below price, or a set of debit spreads above and below price, you are essentially in a condor. But if you can use a little leverage to leg into that, like say you get this range, when the price is down, you buy the call side, price is up, you buy the put side. I'd say risk, maximum like 12 cents per contract, just to kind of play with that per spread. I wouldn't set it up first thing in the morning because, like I said, implied volatility fade and time decay is going to eat a bunch of that.
That's right.
This is something.
Right. That's what we were talking about on last Tuesday or this Monday.
Right.
Was that was you want to leg in later on in the day because the implied volatility is down.
Right. And the idea is if you leg into this with some price action going sideways in the middle of the day, and you build a cushion between the two the two sets, and the next day it makes a nice big move either direction, you're going to be able to capitalize on that because the losing side is only going to lose a maximum of 10 cents. If you catch it in time, you could probably catch it at about 6 cents, so you lose like 4 cents per debit spread on that. And if you're right in the winner, that 10 cents you risk can be closer to the money. You're looking at like anywhere from 20 to 30 cents that you can take on that selling it. And your percentage of gain versus outlay is going to be pretty nice. I mean, you'll be able to make 20 to 50% returns on those pretty consistently if you've got the right volatility. And it's just very similar to a strangle on forward. A lot less risk overall. However, the probabilities are much lower unless you're setting up for a big move. Like if you were to do this before Jackson Hole Day, you would have killed it. If you were doing this before Friday last week, you would have killed it. That would have been a great move for it. So oftentimes when I am trading SPY and I'm not 100% sure I want to capitalize on day trading it, or if I don't have time, if I'm busy throughout the day or whatever, I'll often set these up and just kind of watch them throughout the day. And I'll do them in, probably houses of like 10 to 20 at a time. And when it makes that big move and I get that 20 to 50% return on it, very low risk, boom, just take profit. Don't even blink at it. Just go, get out. So
it takes practice though, and you gotta at some point, the price action is what helps you. My difficulty was when I moved from penny stocks to options was learning the options ladder and having to wrap my brain around all the different Greeks and everything, but the strike price being different than the price of the stock, and then how that moves and everything. And in the process, I forgot my price action. So now I've got it down to where I've got all those things down. I pick out my strike. I know where my delta, I want my delta to be. And then I follow my price action. And then I make my entries following my price action. And like Jeremy always says, then I trade the chart. I don't look at my call or my put strike to see where it is percentage wise or dollar wise. I follow the candles.
Right.
And if I get in at the right strike with the right delta, and I look for that 0.6 to 0.06 to 0.08 delta. Doesn't matter right now for me where, as long as it's not a 0 day at 1 o'clock.
Right.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter that what the price of that strike is. It's like in the past we were looking at the 38 to 42, and the last month we couldn't even find those. It was crazy. But if it's like less or even a couple of dollars more, if it's within that delta and you get in at the right price or at the right entry, following your chart, following your technical analysis, and with the 8 that Jeremy has preached forever, and
you didn't listen to until
no, I got it. I'm right. I'm following now, boss. And so if you get in there, that drawback, if you're in the right spot, it doesn't even move.
Nope.
You don't see a negative.
Yep.
And then when it makes that move, you get out of it quick. And if you know what the expected move is, if you got your technicals down and you've got your levels to where you can see where price is going to move, you could swing it, you could trade it. I mean, you can scalp it or you can swing it intraday, but I'm not going to hold it long.
No.
Because eventually that the K is going to start kicking in. So you want to get in and out. And when you do that, when you're talking 10, 20, 30, 40 contracts, man, that's a good return if it's 20 to 50%,
Yep.
It's amazing how those seconds.
But it takes time. It takes time.
Yeah.
And when you combine the knowledge of the options, I hope you don't mind me jumping in, Jeremy.
No, not at all.
And you combine the knowledge of the options and the Greeks and everything, but then you stick to your price action. I'm hitting my hand in my other hand. Stick to your price action. Because when you stick to your price action and your fundamentals and you know what you're doing and you don't have to ask anybody what to do, but you can bounce the ideas off of, hey, I'm seeing this. What are you seeing? Then you're entering into a whole new ball game. And that's where we want to get everybody.
Absolutely.
Because more eyes on a chart that know what they're looking at,
man, we're doing
better.
Big things.
What are we going to do tonight? What are we going to do tonight, Brain?
Going to try to take over the world, Pinky.
Same thing we do every night, Pinky.
Hey, how's my sound coming through, guys? Am I okay?
I hear you fine.
Yeah.
Is there too much gain or anything?
No, it's a little low, but you're kind of matching our output, so we're good.
That's what
I really could not believe
There's
how
that, but-
beautifully linear, that trend line going down on SPY was, like literally touched to the micron every single wick. It was like, it's pretty.
Ain't that cool?
ISM service index. Something is making everything kind of go off a little bit
All
right
right.
now.
We just nailed our base target right here. I knew this break was coming, and Stone was talking about it. I was like, here it comes.
15-minute range.
See ya. Right on.
See ya. Oh my
Boots. Boots.
There you go. Bye-bye.
Sayonara.
Fire.
Oh,
Hey,
And
by
I'm
the way,
getting
Stone,
messages.
as far as
Yeah.
you breaking in on Jeremy's stream, nobody's gonna mess with you, man.
Dude,
Family's
yeah,
close to Nostra.
I
We know
encourage that.
Costa My grandpa was La Costa Nostra.
man,
Ain't
nobody
nobody mess with me.
There you go.
Don't want any trouble, Stone. Don't want any trouble.
No one, no trouble. Hey, this Stone's my dad's name. Hey, just remember
Nice.
that.
Hey. Dude, Jeremy, great job charting that bird beak. That's
Hey, man.
No problem.
that's what we call that, right? When it's gonna drop like that now, that's a bird beak.
Bird
Penny
beak
stock
or-
people, check out
wedge.
AERC.
Oh yeah, I got to look in on that one.
Check out AERC. It has been in a descending channel, and it has gone sideways for the last several minutes. And it's it's been hanging out at about 443, 440. That 443 is a previous VWAP, and it's just kind of moving sideways. So it's interesting to watch.
Give
And,
that a channel break, dude. Look at that. Watch.
Mm-hmm.
No.
That's something. No.
And let's get
Boy,
the
SPY.
No.
Let me see what a SPY. Where are we at?
50%.
10:02. So I can trade now. It's after 9:39.
There you go. I can just kind of eyeball this.
Oh, I'm so sick. I'm sorry I messed us up on that break on SPY.
Oh, look at
No.
that drop.
You're good.
Look
knew it
at
was coming.
that drop.
When we're looking at it and you see me start drawing lines on a chart while someone else is talking, just pay attention to that. You'll know I'm up to
If you
something.
See that bird beak.
Beady.
All right, so
Look
I
at
see a
that.
support level, 50% retracement on the AERC, right at about 425, and I think we'll probably see a little bounce there. So let's set that up and just kind of keep an eye on things.
It's fun to do. It's good, and those penny stocks are so good to learn
Oh, man.
price action on. I don't care what anybody else says. Price action is easy to learn on penny stocks because you can trade with real money, and you can trade very small, and you can just lose a couple of cents if
One
you're going to
share.
lose. Yeah, on
One
one share, you
share.
can just lose a couple of pennies if you lose,
That's it.
and because you can set stop losses up and stuff, and it's like elementary school.
Yep, gets your chops up.
At least for people like me who are experiential learners. So, yeah. Because we got some good stuff on options. Like Sig's got a great video on options, and he talks about the day trading options, and he gives you those. He gives you a delta selection guide, for 4 days, 3 days, 2 days, 1 day, and even a 0 day. But what sometimes it doesn't talk about price action in that video. So, and that price action is what you really got to learn to be able to say, oh, I see the sentiment of price. Now you can do it other ways. There's other ways to do it. It's just you got to find your way of trading. If you want to be more cerebral about it, and that's great. For people who've got the cognitive faculties about themselves to do that kind of thing, go do it. Me, I'm a street guy, man, so I got to learn my ropes. So I'm following the chart.
Hey, man.
Also play by ear.
But that streets style, I feel, you learn different, but I feel a lot more people can learn from you from learning that way.
Well, I'm learning. That's what Jeremy teaches. He teaches pure technical analysis.
That's it, man.
And Scott used to teach the same thing. That's why I used to call it the Scottomy, and then I said, no, I'm hanging out with Jeremy Moore, so I named it the Jot.
Or
I love that, man.
I'm just wondering.
Now it's the Jigsaw, because we got Sig in there, too. Oh, yeah. Sig's got some good stuff.
Well, that's the thing about our community here, man, is that we're a group of people, and our group is growing. More people get it. More people
and we're and we've got a lot of material to put together. So.
Oh yeah, there we go. I'm building a couple positions here.
Any crickets?
They were chipping their teeth being bullish, putting that $14 price target on forward, and dude, I can't stress this enough.
Sell the news.
Talking heads, sell the news. Talking heads will come out there, and literally all the retail will come into it and start chasing this price around, and it just goes gunny bags on them, and they kick themselves for listening, and it's just a FOMO game. And this whole pump right here, look at that, it's already at the key support zone from yesterday, and $12 is the critical pivot. If it smokes that, we got all these levels that we know are excellent targets on it. There is a bearish wolf wave involved here, and that can kind of set it up to where it'll hold that $12 12 to 12.10 area for a minute or two. If it breaks that, though, we got lots of potential for a slide to retrace that entire trend down to about 1182. So if you're in that forward strangle and you haven't sacrificed the call side and gone into writing the put side by now,
that's what I'm at right now.
Good deal. You should be riding that put side right now, and then when you focus in on that 1 minute chart, that's where you're going to look for the momentum break. And when you see that start to reverse or start to make some bullish action above that 8 period, kind of verify it with the other time frames too. But this is the price action we talk about, and SPY just does it a little bit faster. But you follow along with forward, it kind of trends with SPY. So if you're watching price action on forward, be sure to watch the price action on SPY as well, and you get a great idea of when you can expect that momentum to fall off. It'll let you know.
So you said you had 425 on that AERC?
Yep.
I just went and found the VWAP Ben at 424.
Right there, and it just nailed 424.
Oh gosh, I got a lot of videos to make, y'all.
Yep, we love this stuff, guys.
I could do a whole one. I have to do a whole video on just the VWAP. Yeah, sorry, I'm Italian.
You're a VWAP.
I know, that's what I was going to say.
Listen,
I got a restaurant here. We got an Italian restaurant here in the area, and it's one of the only places you can go in and order a WAP salad, and nobody gets mad at you.
Nice.
Do they have good prosciutto?
I don't know if you can pull that off in New York, but well, maybe.
No, you might not. But it's an Italian restaurant. WAP salad? Yeah, that doesn't happen. That sounds so terrible, but
that's me.
Speaking of self-ethnic
degradation.
Degradation. I heard one yesterday.
Italian, right?
No, I'm Jewish. That's actually working out.
That's awesome.
buy Rosh Hashanah, sell Yom Kippur, and it's actually working right now. It's literally working. So you can say the Jewish market manipulators, whatever, but it seems to
You're
be fucking
funny.
Buy
working.
Rosh
Oh,
Hashanah, sell Yom
you.
Kippur. I'm gonna write that down.
Lashana Tova. One of my best friends. He's gone now. My best friend was Jewish, and we used to laugh about because I grew up Roman Catholic. So he used to say, "Hey, we got guilt down."
Well,
Big
I wish
time.
I wish I had the stereotypical Jewish money acumen, but I was born without that.
I got the
Mazel tov, my
stereotypical
friend.
Jewish grandma.
Oh, good for you. Oh, put on
Nice.
your jacket.
I,
Jacket, Devin, put on your jacket. You got to go to shul.
Hey, go put on your jacket.
when I was a kid, not to say my mom wasn't a great cook. My mom was an amazing cook. But when I was
You're sideways.
between age 4 and 6, for a short time, we lived in a neighborhood where it was very mixed, but there was this very prominent Jewish family next to us, and my goodness, I would go over there around 11:30 daily just to get a snack. Like they'd have the best stuff. I mean, I was friends with their kid and stuff, and it was just great because
Come here, Jeremy. Jeremy, come here. Get yourself something to eat.
yeah, at my house it was like, "What's for snack, Mom?" It's a box of raisins. No.
Sebastian, I'll post it in the vocal group chat. But Sebastian whatever his name is, the Sebastian comedian, he does one on food. That's
The
just
Italian guy.
Yeah, he does one on food. That's hilarious. I don't want to ruin it, but if you've not seen it, but it's
is it for
hilarious.
company? Is it for company? Is the food for company?
I'll tell you the rest of the story though. So I get this box of raisins, and my mom kind of had a rotating schedule for snacks. She'd have graham crackers one day.
This is
box
part
of
of
raisins
trading, everybody. This really
Yes.
works.
This is go into your childhood and reflect all the behaviors that were instilled in you by your parents and your neighbors. All right, so this is the interesting part of the story. So on Raisin Day, especially, I was always over there, and I take this box of raisins from my mom. Okay, whatever. I'm gonna go hang out with Paul over here. So we walk over to his house, and of course his mom's like, "Hey, get yourself a snack." And I had this box of raisins, and I'd usually eat like one or two of the raisins out of the box on the way over to his house, and I just take the box and throw it in her kitchen trash, and take whatever mom was cooking that day. And it didn't dawn on me till I was about 6.5 that this box of raisins that my mom would give me on Raisin Day was like missing a few raisins. So what my Jewish friend's mom was doing, she'd pick the box up out of the trash, give it back to my mom, unbeknown to me, and my mom would put it in my hand twice a week. And,
no way.
That's great. That's as epic as your son.
Right?
Epic as your son, Jeremy.
But I mean, we grew up. We learned to be frugal at a young age, and for the longest time, I've been living frugal. Just able to really hang on to things and keep a perspective on managing the family wealth, so to speak, or the lack thereof. And coming into trading, I take that with me because I trade very frugally, and I know that a lot of that frugality, I didn't just pick it up along the way. I learned it mostly in my childhood with my upbringing, and it was just we weren't a rich family by any means. I mean, my dad had some property and stuff and whatever, but it wasn't like generational wealth type of thing. So we learned the value of a dollar and how to make it work for us more than against us, and that was the whole point. And here I am trading, and that's exactly what I do. I find myself making that dollar work for me more than it can work against me, and that's why I'm so picky about what options I'll trade on SPY, for instance. I'm very, very picky about how much I'm going to risk versus my reward. So that's just the way of life.
That's cool. I like that.
See,
One
this
day,
is what happens
one day.
when the
That's
market
right.
goes slowly. Jeremy shares wonderful stories with us.
Absolutely. We did fishing stories one day. We all laughed, and we were laughing so hard. And when we finished laughing, I looked up and I said, "Hey, look at the chart."
Yeah.
And we all did good. That was
yeah,
real
man.
good.
Those are the best, when you can just relax and trade, not be all like, "Oh my God, the price is doing this." Just chill, relax, Price going to do what price is going to do. You just got to trade it.
Free.
You know, exactly. That's why sometimes the biggest complaint we get on the YouTube channel is like, hey, the volume's really low. I'm like, well, that's because we just chill. We're relaxed, you know. We've got the volume boosted a little bit on our output, but it's like you can only do so much before it sounds like too much gain and really makes you sound crummy.
Apparently, I sound really low on YouTube. I was shocked.
Yeah, it's just a natural state of mind for us. We're just so relaxed and calm. We're not yelling and screaming and jumping up and down while we trade. We're just
I
chilling.
don't need to do that.
Yeah.
Although I do get excited when we start getting movement.
Oh yeah,
Going back to the talking heads that you were saying earlier.
Yeah.
Let me go check that.
At my club, I was
Talking
heard a couple
heads.
of guys talking, and one of them says, "Man, if I just went the opposite of what Kramer says, I'd be fine."
It's funny when you hear that outside of what we do here, because
outside of what we do here,
we say that a lot. Not to bash Kramer or anything, but you know, he's a talking head.
I mean, it's not his fault. He's trying to do good for people.
Yeah.
It's not like he's trying to take money from people.
No.
I saw two different analysts. One was, big companies. I can't even think of the name of them. I was reading the news real quick this morning, market report, and one was saying we've hit the bottom, and the other was saying we're going down lower. And I'm like, y'all know, I'm going to watch the chart.
Yep.
Go see what the chart
I'm
says.
gonna go see what the chart.
What's the chart say? I'm gonna go look at it because it's gonna tell me what I need to know.
The chart's sideways. What are you both talking about?
Yeah, well, it is. It's been sideways for a while until we hit that little bump that I missed.
I only ever pay attention when J-Pow speaks, and even then,
37.40.
I'm not listening to him. I'm watching the chart. The chart tells me what he's saying. You know?
Shoot fire. There it goes again.
But blam.
Looks like we're setting up for another move or.
AERC kind of hanging out at that pivot there. And
It's
starting to give a little wiggle.
Yeah, yep, it is. We also have that other one, the KITT. It kind of did its little thing. Now it's kind of going sideways. Let's see if it moves back up later on. See if they give a public offering or something.
Hey, we're kind of kicking around an idea, and I think I want to try it out today. You want to try it out? The chart nasty?
Ooh.
Yeah.
The chart nasty.
I'm going to take on a challenge out there on YouTube. Throw me a ticker in the comments and have me take a look at it. I want to see how nasty I can make a chart real quick on it.
YouTube challenge.
YouTube challenge.
The YouTube challenge.
The idea is we got a pretty big group here in our Discord channel, but at the same time, we've got a world at our fingertips on YouTube, and the more eyes on the market, the better. So throw a ticker in there. We'll see if we can mess with it. I'm waiting. Hopefully, I got the chat settings.
Leave that in the comments or chat. Do we have chat settings?
HD. There's one. JB just sent one out. HD. Let's have a look at HD. Throw it up here in the top right of my grid. There goes Spy tripping over the stairs on the way to hell. All right. As always, I start on higher time frames and work my way down. I haven't traded Home Depot in forever. Hey, that's kind of a bottoming pattern, isn't it? Well, there's a channel right there. I always mark these channels out. We did get a channel break already. Descending channels love to break bullish, and retracement target probably about 296.50. Just kind of eyeballing the 50% level. And that control bar kind of actually stops at 293. That's where we're at now. We just kind of waked that, it looks like, yesterday. Just about. So in this range, I'm looking at control candles, and I see one right here that we just lined up. So if it continues to be bullish, key resistance is going to be about 293. 298 would be the ultimate bailout target, maybe 297.50, somewhere in that neighborhood. That would be a perfect 50% retracement. In a perfect world where your chart nasty starts to work for you, that's an ideal target. Let's have a look a little closer. 2-hour chart. We're riding that upward trend. We probably have news on Home Depot for build up to Q3 earnings announcement or something. If we hold the support level, angular support is going to be about 284.50 in that range. Let me set a pivot up there. And let's go a little further in. Aha, there's a range zone right there. So day trade range looks like about 286 to 293 is probable in that range, just looking at this control area here. We know that the 50% retracement level is at that 293 area. The extension would be the 297.50. You can certainly trend on up that. I'm going to go to a 15-minute chart now.
I haven't got any lines on my SPY. So what's the
So we've essentially made another measured move here. We're actually just about to it right now, about 371.50.
Have you got a pivot line that's 37,150?
Yep.
Okay, thanks.
I got to put it in there. And that's just essentially kind of eyeballing top of the trend, consolidation break, and expect the same move. There's one leg, and this would be the third leg. So if you're riding puts, of course you would have got in on that break, probably profited, not here, about here, and then re-enter if you're still bearish on that rejection. And right here would be your target. Watch for your pause here. If it breaks that real quick, it'll make a very fast move to about 371. All right, Home Depot. If it holds the support level, you can get a bullish trade out of that up to that at 390 or 293 level. Just be a little cautious on it today, because if it starts to trend with SPY, it can turn bearish and run retracement of this entire channel, which would bring it down to about 276. And I'll try and revisit this later on today to see where the conclusion was. That's what I'm seeing on it. As for 5-minute action, let's see here. Probably going to visit yesterday's close. It almost did there.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Yep.
Trying to talk all morning. Sorry, guys. It's been a while since I talked. Just trying to keep my mouth shut and listen. It's getting frustrating, but I will say I made the bird beak before Jeremy did this morning, so I learned something.
Very cool.
And I told Jeremy I opened a trade of 8 and I've been doing paper. Been getting my face ripped off. I did make that profit this morning on that bird beak, but then I lost it. Yeah, I don't know. It's
so I think with you're on a very restricted allotment of time every morning with your job. Primarily, I think price action is going to be the first study that you want to do. So you want to look at everything you can find out about price action and how to trade it, and the fact that you already set up your bird beak, wedge, whatever you want to call it. It's pennant. There's a million words for it.
Bird beak because the food drops out of their mouth.
There you go. It's feeding the youngins below, yeah. But once you start to establish that and you start to recognize price action and be able to make trading plans the instant that you see that price action and recognize that price action, you've already come a long way into trading price action. And what it comes down to is you get in those positions and get out real quick when you see that reversal. You take your profit. You've already got half the game down. So once you establish that price action trading, that's what it's about. And I like to practice it on a 10-second chart on futures, and just now I'm nailing ES contracts and holding them for like less than a minute most of the time, and just quick crazy scalps on this price action. Mostly it's profitable too, but it's mostly for practice, like just being able to. I used to say, let your lizard brain take over and kind of instinctively make the trade plan and trade it for you, and just kind of go with what's simple. And the idea there is that you get enough practice on scalping really short-term patterns, trading price action like that. Eventually, it becomes a muscle memory or an instinct, and you just do it without even thinking. And once you've got to that level, then you can go and utilize that to set up your swing trades. Like if you're working, from a certain time later in the day where you have some time to day trade in the morning, practice your price action there. Learn a lot of your price action when you get free time in the evenings after work. But while you're working, you want to be able to do some swing trades, and that's what's great about the strangle strategy with Ford is you can swing trade it, and you can utilize that quick recognition of the price action to plan your trades and trade your plans. So it becomes
might be setting up a double
Yeah,
bottom
it's just
on double
hard.
bottom on SPY.
it's
with
hard.
the options, with like what I'm looking for. Like I told you, that ridiculous return on the paper traded, the 5 contracts forward that I showed you.
Right.
It's I only did that because I forgot about it. Because I
Oh,
actually opened a real cash account which had $100 in it, and I was down huge yesterday, but it came back. I'm still down $10 in the account because I started with 100. But
Right.
then also I have a good faith rule that I have to deal with, so I can't even touch these options until Friday.
right.
But I was able to roll them out, so they're 21st.
Was it a faith rule violation, or was it just warning?
No. It's the warnings where they're
Okay.
like, "Hey, you can't sell this."
Were these funds that are supposed to be settled by options trades, or were they funds on equity trades, like shares?
Options.
They settled the next day. Did you buy them on unsettled funds yesterday?
Probably, yeah.
You should be able to trade them today.
I don't want to. I'm only down $1.50 on the strangle.
I mean, look at it. Like go like you're going to set up the trade, and when it gives you that little warning box, it won't let you with that warning box. It'll stop you before you do it. You can at least know that whether those funds are going to be settled today or not. They should be.
Hey Stone, do you have Mardi Gras on SPY?
Yeah.
All right,
So
there's
it
our
has Mardi
leg.
Gras on SPY because it's showing a double bottom. That's why I was.
Yeah, but you also had that morning star, evening star there, so I was watching it. But we're seems to be wanting to hold this level there right now. If it breaks through this level, the next one I have as a VWAP bend is 371.22, which
minds.
it could go to.
That would work. That would work for a double bottom on a descending wedge then.
But we're still in a descending channel, and it looks like it might. We're below. Yeah, I should have stayed in that dang thing. We'll see.
Watch that.
See.
But the 20's on top of the 8 and the.
Yeah, I got 20, 15, and 8.
Yep, that's not good.
I got 20, 15, and 8 on a few of them.
Because Jeremy doesn't have that, and I because I've been watching you for so
You're getting used to Mardi Gras now, aren't you?
Mardi Gras. I'm gonna have to do Mardi Gras.
Yeah. Well, yeah, Marty. It's funny that I did Mardi Gras for the downward instead of the upward, huh?
There you go.
That's because when you go to Mardi Gras, you're gonna go down, bro.
Gonna go down in a drunken stupor.
No, I like it purple, gold, and green there, and
I need to go to Mardi Gras.
Right?
just
Same here.
it's crazy.
I'm gonna have to go visit Stone.
I've had enough of those.
That's what
See?
we're talking about doing that kind of thing, Jeremy.
See, look, 1 minute candle. Look at that. See,
Little double bottom, but
it's still almost flagging.
And it's still sideways.
Hey, there is a little flag there.
What are that boo-boo at? Did I make a boo-boo? Oh, 24-cent boo-boo. I like that.
Hey, Yogi.
Hey, boo boo.
Hey. Yeah, watch out for Ranger Paul.
Yeah.
Yeah, the warning's not up, Jeremy. Sorry.
What's that?
So I guess just within that day, if I sold it yesterday, it would have been a violation.
Yeah, yesterday would have been a violation.
So
Today, you're
sideways,
good. Awesome.
and then drop. And right now we're at the market maker low, which is 371.35.
I guess
Compress and drop or compress and pop.
This is a third tap on a descending channel right here. So watch this. The 50% line actually is very shallow. It's like 372.25. That'll be.
I'm on a paper trading account, but I'm just trying to get the hang of this. So I'm going to buy that put at 0.06 with a price of, I think it's 34.
There you go.
Just to try it.
Be careful. This is likely to break bullish for a moment here.
Yeah, and then.
Wow, it did just now. I saw that little evening star. It's the relaxing thing is so good. I I I know that we have videos and everything, and we are working hard to update our material. So y'all just hang out because we this is really like a mission for us. We really enjoy helping people, and I have a
Absolutely.
whole background. I know I'm a musician, but I got a whole background of a life of helping people do different things. And so we want to help everybody take profit. Don't get discouraged. It can be discouraging at times. Just remember, this can be accomplished. There are multiple ways to participate in the market. Some people have to find different strategies than maybe we work. We might not be a good strategy for you. We may be a good fit for you, but you've got to find a way to be able to chart and learn how to do it. Chart yourself so that you're confident when you get into a trade that, okay, I have my risk management handled here. I've got my technical analysis here, and you're able to you're able to make those trades on your own, and that's what we want to help you do. Make those trades on your own.
That's
I
it.
can't sell. I just tried to sell.
Whoops.
Dang it. I can't do that, but I'm going to hold off a minute.
I'm going to see if I
Getting
can
ready to
find
start a new 30-minute candle.
dead cat set up here. Haha. Let's see here. I'll have to verify the news on this sucker because these will sometimes be evil on you. ATXI. Kind of a therapeutic, pharmaceutical sector type thing. Looking at just your basic rising channel with the 50% retracement break happening now. And likely to the control zone of about 742. We'll watch for a quick bullish bounce to scalp on that thing. When you go and look at your scanners or whatever you're using to find these penny stocks to trade, don't just look at the winners, look at the losers. Sometimes you'll find a really great setup for a dead cat bounce or retracement of a rising channel. You'll catch a quick scalp that way. Or if you know where the bear target is for a retracement on this, you could short it too. I mean, there's 100 ways to do this. So I always keep my eyes on the losers too.
Before I leave, I just want to say thank you, as always. And I was able to profit $2.50 on the call and restrike because it was so dead right now.
Nice. Talking about Ford?
Great job, man.
For that call, yeah. So I still have the strangle open.
Good stuff.
I didn't do anything with the put because it's only down 450, but I restruck the call because it wasn't. Looks like it's not moving,
Very cool.
and I had profit. Hopefully that was the right thing to do. I guess the frustrating thing is just figuring out when I want to put a strangle on, why, and which stocks. Because it seems like generally you could make a lot of money off strangles forever, and that could be your bread and butter until the market just goes flat for a while.
Right. Flat, or if you want to compare, when I say the stairs up, windows down, those long, boring bullish trends, not necessarily appropriate for strangles because time decay is going to eat those. But these times where you get this volatility, all these relief rallies and bearish moves, when the market is this volatile, that's where strangles are very appropriate. Anything else, you'd be better off with debit spreads and stuff like that in a long-term bullish market like this. So plenty of options, strategies out there to take advantage of the market, but I focus on the ones that are the most prudent, meaning the most frugal, the very, very least amount of risk I can put into the market with the highest potential return out of the market. And I like 4-to-1 and 8-to-1 ratios on pretty much everything I trade. So just kind of keep a note of that.
370, 71.22 is that previous VWAP. Got one next below it, 370.99.
Yeah.
I need to work on my profit and what my targets and all that stuff. But like you said, first price action. And real quick, what chart am I? If I'm on the 30-second MES, what chart do I have next to it to look at to help me make decisions on the moves for the MES? Am I looking at the ES 1 minute, the 5 minute?
Yep, you're running the 1 and the 5 next to that 30-second chart. And I always keep either a 15-minute, a 30-minute, or a 1 hour chart open as well. So if I got a 4-position grid, I'm going to make room for that. And that'll give me all the different trend lengths I need to make very quick decisions on that 30-second chart.
Yeah, because it seems like it might rip up if you sold one, but the trend is saying that it's going to continue down, so just hold on.
Right. That's precisely it.
But
All right, thanks, guys. Sorry for bugging you this morning.
no, you don't want to ever bug us, bud. You're absolutely welcome. Be
you
safe,
couldn't-
please.
Have a good one.
You couldn't bug us if you tried, sir. This is what we like. We actually like the community.
No,
We like to be able to
Good
communicate.
He had
trading,
put
man.
up with me for
questions.
months.
Yeah. Yep.
Uh-oh. Let's see now.
There's that bounce. Here comes a morning star back to that 371.25 area. How about that?
Right back to that 371.25 area. Back to that.
Hey, Victoria, you getting any gains on that strike price with this movement?
I am literally just setting it up because I'm using Think or Swim at the moment to do paper trading. So I'm just getting used to that at the moment, so I can make sure that I know what I'm doing first.
Gotcha.
Got it. Because sometimes, I mean, I trade quite a bit out of the money on SPY, and like if you're chopping a little bit with a little bit of motion, you might be like, oh, this isn't. But trust me, once there's a little bit of momentum in there, even a 30, a 30-cent call or put or whatever will really give you some decent returns that you can scale.
I'm watching price action more than anything. That's why I'm kind of trading on the paper trading account today. But yeah, I'll see what happens now.
Sounds good.
Good stuff, guys. Well, be safe out there, man. Definitely take care of yourself, and thank you for your service again.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
37.30. Look at that. It's a little line. They got 37.44 up top, like they're trying to entice you.
And I was saying that 371.25 area. I actually meant to say 371.50. That's where the pivot was, not 371.25.
Okay. All right, now it looks like we might be going back the other way. Let's see.
For a moment. And yeah, certainly get that paper trading experience down there on price action, Victoria, and just kind of practice in that sweet spot. And I think eventually you'll see what I mean about it and how it works. But price action is the core of that. You cannot forget your price action.
Yeah, I'm trading for real today. Probably isn't going to happen. I got the builders and I got people bugging me to do work as well. So I kind of have to do two things at once.
That used to be me. I used to have to deal with that part-time job, and it distracted me from trading.
I know, right?
Trading
This work thing. I mean,
that's the worst.
Is it?
Hey, would it be fair? Would it be fair to say that it's a good technique to do what Stone says, to go ahead and instead of paper trade, to trade one share, because a share is a share. But when it comes to options, since you're not going to really see motion on an inexpensive, on a very out of the money inexpensive, like $2, $3 call or put, to actually paper trade options and real trade one share of an AMC or a penny stock? Does that sound like a good move forward for people learning?
Absolutely. I mean, if you're going to scalp price action, you're going to need all the practice you can get, and it's very prudent to run into penny stocks and day trade one or two shares or whatever. It's very easy at that point because you're not in fear of like losing your butt on a trade. Just completely blowing an account up in 3 trades. It's one share.
No doubt. But I'm saying because options have all those crazy things attached to them,
Right.
you really not going to get a clear picture of what an option can do if you get a 10-cent option. So
Right.
to like paper trade options.
Absolutely. I mean, you definitely want to paper trade the options, at least at
Finger
first.
gave us the finger.
Yeah.
Got
It did. Sorry.
Which one was that?
Finger. I took it off my radar, and then somebody just said finger, and dang if the thing didn't break the levels I had and everything. Yeah. It's a penny stock. It's just no.
My dog was making noises like that a minute ago.
Playing around in the penny stock pool, are you?
Yeah, still, I like penny stocks, and I have a little bit of funds in that, and I go in there and I'll do a little scalp every now and then. It makes me feel good.
little splashing around.
Yeah, there's that bounce. And guess what? We're going to move that 50% right to about 372 is the target for that 50% on that channel. My dog was sitting here yelling at me, and I was ignoring him. I'm sorry.
Are you apologizing to us or the dog?
The dog. Yeah, buddy. Oh, my image is not reversed anymore. That's good. All right, your breath is horrid. Yep, go see the minion. He'll take you out. Go on.
All right, Nitro. Got my Nitro.
It's all like, oi, minion, take me out.
My kid's got the day off of school today,
Are
so
we rounding bottom here? Is that what we got going on? Let's see. Oh, it's a 0 day too. So
For Spy.
that does look like. Isn't it? It's today Wednesday.
yeah. No, I mean I was talking rounding bottom, like maybe for a few seconds.
No. I did say rounding bottom. I didn't mean to say rounding bottom. But I see that little curl on the MES.
Ah, yes.
All right, y'all. I got to be a good little boy and take care of business.
You be a good little boy today, and you
My
take
buddy-
care of business, okay?
My buddy's freaking wedding this weekend. I got business.
Ah.
to take.
Those are always fun.
Awesome.
That's what I'm up
Those are-
in Myrtle for this week. Yeah.
Oh, good. I didn't know what you were in Myrtle for, so.
Yeah. This time it's not for unfortunate news. It's for good news.
Okay.
And my stepmom's doing all right. You know, she's they've got her pain controlled. So
Very cool, man.
Good.
Yeah.
Well, you have a great time. And weddings can be fun.
Oh,
If
yeah.
I'm not having to
Gonna be a-
play them or do anything with the ceremony, they're fun.
Yeah, no
Yeah.
kidding.
Take care.
I'm
Yeah,
gonna be
take
filming
care.
a golf thing tonight. Yeah, but if my buddy asks me to do anything having to do with his wedding, I'm gonna give him a hard no.
Attaboy.
Hard. No, I will not do anything at the wedding. Yeah.
No, I'm here to have fun, not to film your wedding.
All right.
All right, guys. Much love. Talk to you
Yeah.
soon.
Much
Huh?
love.
I
Take care.
I think I'm gonna be all right to do our show tomorrow, though.
Very cool.
Take
Good.
care.
Good.
All right. Take care. Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
And for those of you on the YouTube channel, if you don't know already, we do every Thursday we do an after-hours show where we do some analysis and drop some knowledge, some wisdom, and
Shut up.
we also have fun. we joke around and
I'm
just
gonna have fun.
it's awesome. We bring that entertainment value to trading, and when we're saying we're very relaxed traders, we are. But after hours, we cut up because it's like there's no stress at all. It's just we're just happy shooting the breeze and having a good time. So we
Still
give
on YouTube.
Yeah, I forgot to shut it down earlier. But anyway, with that, I am signing off the YouTube so we can go and focus on our members, do a lot of Q&A, and we're always glad to bring some of that to the YouTube channel and just kind of show you guys what we're about. We're not just one of those follow me trading groups. We're not like what we refer to as furus. We like to teach. We like to teach people how to catch their own fish and make their own gains from doing so. And that's the whole premise of our group. We're also very, very inexpensive for membership. So if you wanted to sign on and get that hands-on community feeling, give us a monthly tryout. Check us out. You'll not regret it. We will give you way more than that value in what you get in a month. So I promise you, if you check us out, you will definitely enjoy what you see and what you have access to when you sign up with us. And it's not just us. We got a ton of different tools and bots in our server that we strive to keep in there. Some of them are very, very valuable. Like there's a couple of them in there that are like the institutional companies will pay a couple grand a month for some of these services that we can get access to, and that comes with the package. So just so you know. I'm going to sign off the YouTube channel. We'll see you guys later on. I'm going to try and put together another analysis video on SPY later on today. I'm going to see if I can do it with a little bit less stuttering and breathing in it, so I can maybe edit it before I stick it out there and save you guys some time. I'm going to try and keep that really short and sweet, like a 5-minute video or something. I know everybody's busy, and if you get a quick little lunch break or something, I'm going to try and get that out before lunch, at least on the West Coast, and kind of give you guys an opportunity to just take an exterior pair of eyes looking at the market and kind of giving you some insight. Anyway, you guys out there on YouTube, take care. We'll see you soon.